Hi everyone, welcome. So grateful to have you all. Um, Looks like my visual's fine. Looks like my sound is fine. Um, I would love to hear from you all that are watching. Thank you so much. And let's get into this reading. I'm doing famous exes. These have been going so well. A lot of you that watch it and stuff like that. I'm so grateful. So let's get into it. I'm really excited to have you all. Just to let you know, after this live, I do a learn with tarot. Learn tarot with Hallie. I just got done recording some videos, so I have to get my mind straight for this live. Learn tarot with Hallie afterwards. We're going to be covering swords and general questions. So throughout the week, I took questions from the community board and community posts, and then I will answer those questions and you can learn tarot with me. So it is interactive. For members, the Learn with Tarot membership tier, I will be answering questions. If you're not a member, please join. I will only answer member questions to members. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm really excited to be doing this. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This live is for everybody. Let me see. The cat and the hat says, "Hi, Hallie. Hi. Maybe you'll see this. I heard Aruna Taylor dating a new guy, and I felt that interesting. I'll cover that soon. I don't see her dating this guy. She did say that the next guy. In fact, I think I should do what I think his profile will be like. Very soon. Okay. I love Taylor Swift music. I say this a lot of time. I love that she's good to her employees. I think that is such a wonderful characteristic about somebody. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start with okay, let me just let you know, I'm doing 4 couples. If you have a suggestion for another couple, please write it in the comment section when we're done with the live. So if you have a suggestion right here about another couple, I will not be answering it. Only once I'm done with the live, write in the comment section, because I look back at this and I take suggestions. So write it in the comment section. Okay, so first I'm going to be doing Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Second, Ashton Kutcher and Demi. A lot of Ashton Kutcher stuff has come out recently. Third, Justin Theroux and Jennifer Aniston. And fourth, Joe Alwyn and Taylor Swift. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm using the curious. This is what I'm doing. The Tarot of the Curious Creatures. I haven't used this in a while. It's by one of my favorite tarot deck creators. Her name is Ann. And yeah, she did Lightyear's Tarot too. Okie dokie. So let's get into this. I'm shuffling the cards. Let's see. So recently, this Netflix documentary has come out talking about how Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, just the trial that we all watched unfold, the defamation trial. It is a little biased because Netflix is a little biased, in my opinion. And I did say, oh my gosh, I'm just remembering this now. An update I did on them, I said in the beginning of the year, I can't believe it's already September, insanity. But I did say that I think that there's somebody in a higher position who wants her to come out looking better than she does. I really think that person is some kind of exec. Might be an exec for Warner Brothers, but they're pushing this persona that she's either not, that she was just telling her truth. That's what I'm going to say. So let's see. Where are they now? So with the Empress, the Fool. Wow. Okay. It's a lot to take in. So with the Empress, the Fool. So I have this feeling, I might have said this before, but I think she's trying to win him over in some kind of way. I think the more he sees documentaries like the one that just came out, stuff like that, people talking about it, because Geminis, a lot of them, they really care about public image. it upsets him because he's like, that's not the truth, you know? And when because she's going to start to imply certain things again, not necessarily come out and say, hey, this is what happened to me, but she's going to be like, okay, so there's two sides to every story, you know, like constantly being passive aggressive about what happened. You're like, okay, there's two sides to every story. There's this, there's that. And try to imply that we never got the full story on the trial. And I think she did that before when she did her interview with was it ABC? Because I watched it on Hulu. I think it was ABC. I was just like, wow, insanity. And I have said this from day one. I think both of them are in the wrong. What I don't agree with is her going out and lying about him after. That's what I don't agree with. I don't think you should have married her after knowing her character, after they went through what they went through. Certain people should just never get married. And if you marry like someone like that, they screw you over. I believe that is a part of your karma. And karma doesn't have to be this like wretched thing that we've created in Western culture. It's just you get back what you put out, 100%. So, with the world in reverse, he feels like he hasn't fully gotten his name cleared. And that was his intention. You know, Geminis, I say this all the time, are big on public image and how people perceive them, sometimes a little too much. And he feels like a part of him feels like she tainted his image and he'll never be the same. Whew. So with the lovers, he still has feelings for her, and I said this too before. I feel like he still has feelings for her, but people have to convince him, like, you know what you went through. You know, this happened. You know, that happened. Do you remember what she did to you? And he's like, yeah, I remember. You know? But he also needs to look at himself and why he's attracted to dysfunction. Because I really believe he's attracted to dysfunction. And feeling like he has to live. But a lot of people in Hollywood are like that. By the way, I'm going to be covering Bijou Phillips and Danny Masterson very soon. So the bottom of the deck being Page of Cups. She's going to try to lure him. I see her trying to lure him. But she's never going to say sorry. And I strongly believe she has some kind of personality disorder, Amber Heard. I really, really believe that. And people with her energy, I'm not going to diagnose her because I'm not a psychologist, but people with her energy, they are incapable of saying sorry. That's why there's a few things I don't tolerate in life. And it's people that say sorry and people who give fake apologies. You know, people that are like, I'm sorry I hurt you. Okay, what did you do? You know? Or I'm sorry, you know, vague apologies because they don't really mean it. You know. So people who say sorry that are that's insincere, people that don't apologize, always turn around you. I don't I let it go to my heart. Anyways. I just steer clear of people like that. And it's nothing personal. It's just I have no space for people like that in my life because we all mess up at some point. We all have to say sorry. And some people are just incapable of it. So she's trying to lure him back. She wants to prove him wrong again. She's going to try to reach out to him and be like, let's have a conversation. I don't like this animosity between us. But she's going to trap him. And she wants to turn the world. It's like a battle of public image, you know? I really strongly believe she's trying to lure him back in so that he's like, oh, maybe she has changed. Seduce him. Because, you know, Taurus, she's a sun of Taurus. They're ruled by Venus. They're really good at seducing people. And they can be, really good at seducing people. And lure him in and then try to trap him in some way. Seven of Cups, 3 Pentacles, 10 of Wands. And I don't think he'll fall for it. If he's sober, he won't fall for it. But I think she's trying some way to kind of lure him in so that she can trap him and say, you see, and like release a videotape of him. So you see, this is the kind of person he really is. Just like expose him in a very twisted way. Eight of Wands and Knight of Wands. Come in and be like, this is who he is. Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys about that. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you so much for watching, everybody who's watching. Let's get into something else. Let's move on to Ashton Kutcher. Now this one I cannot wait to cover. Because of what's recently happened with him defending Danny Masterson, who was just convicted, of the R word. I can't say it on YouTube because my channel is not monetized for news. But it's insane. So I'm using the Crystal Magic Tarot for this one. I remember, I think I might have said this before. I remember I actually did a reading about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. And I said something is going to come out about him this year. I thought it was June, but I said I wasn't sure. I just rewatched it recently, and it looks like it has. And I said that after that, Mila's going to have to decide if she's going to stay with him or leave him. And I see him staying a little bit and then leaving. I really feel like, I remember when the Demi thing happened, when the cheating scandal came out, that he was cheating, and I was in my apartment actually in New York, and I think I was going to my friend's house. It's so funny that I remember this. It was like 2011, right? 2011 or 2012. And I was in my apartment, I was watching all of this unfold, that he was cheating on her. And I have always said this, not all Aquarius men cheat, but a lot of Aquarius men cheat. I've seen it unfold. I've just seen it. A lot of Aquarius men, I believe, and he is Sun in Aquarius, I believe can live double lives, I've seen it, and have this desire for other people, because it's not just in heterosexual relationships, but I see it a lot. I see a lot of Aquarius men cheating. I also say this, I don't think Aquarius and Scorpio are a good match. Demi, Sun and Scorpio, and I think I just don't think they were ever a good match. But let's see what happened. Let's see. I used to love Demi as an actress. Oh my gosh. Charlie's Angels. She was in Charlie's Angels. She was the villain. She's just such a phenomenal actress. Okay, and a legend, an icon. She's a total icon. Okay, so, and even when they got married, I remember I was young when they got married, and I remember thinking as a teenager, I was like, why is he married? Why is she marrying him? I'm like, I never got it. I never understood. Even though I had a crush on Ashton Kutcher later on, but I remember when they got married, I was like, why is she married to him? Because I thought she was so much better than he is. Not in like a, I don't know, not in a human level, because humans, I don't think anyone's better than another, but just career-wise, maturity-wise. So anyway, with Page of Coins, the Lovers, and Magician. Okay, so I say this a lot about Aquarius because I'm Sun in Aquarius, and I see that he used her for his career. Coins, I'm using the Crystal Magic Tarot deck, by the way. Coins is about money. And I think he had plans, and this is something Aquarius are very good at. Sun and Aquarius, strong Aquarius placements, are good at manipulation and using things in our favor. And he did that. I think he even might have used her. he wanted to use her as like a stepping stone. This is very unfortunate, actually. Bottom of the deck being the Emperor. I strongly believe he was playing her the whole time. Wow. And would use like, this is not good. I just got such great like intuition about his character. Would like just be mean to her. Wow. And like tell her what she needs to hear, but then flip on her. I wonder what his other placements are. It's very interesting. So, where are they now? Wow, I see him like, he must have some Libra. I don't mean to insult Libras, okay? I just have not had a good experience in relationships with Libras. And something he did reminded me of two Libra exes used to do this to me. And they would triangulate me, like put me in, just make me feel like I was competing for their love, you know? And I don't necessarily feel like Aquarius can do that. I mean, obviously we can, but I feel like with strong Libra placements, definitely. So let's see. Okay, wow. So with Fire Wands, Three of Wands, I feel like they do have interaction with each other. It's not very often, but when they do, she kind of tries to avoid him, you know? This is a shadow side of Aquarius. I used to do this too. I don't do it anymore because it's a sign of immaturity and insecurity. But when we're broken up with somebody, this is the shadow side. This is what I used to do. Shadow side of Aquarius will, when they're broken up with somebody, try to make that person seem small, you know? The Hierophant, age of, like, he tries to make her seem like, I have all this, I have so much money, I have a great family, you know, like, puts it in her face to make her feel dumb and to make her feel like, and that's what I see him doing in the relationship too, to make her seem like she'll never be the ideal woman. She never was, and she never will be. Like a passive aggressive. It's very mean. I see him being very like mean spirited. Man, Hollywood needs a cleanse. It's doing these things. I'm like, oh, these people need a cleanse. So the Temperance is the bottom of the deck. She might have some Sagittarius, but she's making peace. It took her a while to get over the relationship, but she's making peace with it now. Especially now that people see who his character, you know. This is what I love about life, and I love about karma. And karma doesn't have to be anything of like. I think sometimes we think karma is something that's crazy and horrible, you know. But karma is what you put out is coming back, and you don't put out constant negativity and treat people like they're scum and think you can get away with it, you know. It doesn't work like that. It's coming back, and she sees that now. She sees, wow, now it's coming back. So I will do an Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis update soon too, and you know, and I'll also do BJ Phillips, Danny and Aniston too, because it's all twisted and fascinating. Yeah. So let's move on to Justin Theroux and Jennifer Aniston. Next, and put that up. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please like the video all the way in. If you're rewatching, please let me know. So I'm going to use the Lightest Tarot for this one. I'm just going to look up really quickly Justin Theroux's birthday, because I didn't look it up. I'm very interested. He seems like an earth sign to me. He was also in Charlie's Angels. Very interesting. Birthday. Actually looking for Ashton chart. I actually didn't even know he was married to Jennifer Aniston until they got divorced. Oh, he's a Leo. Very interesting. You know that Aquarius, Jennifer Aniston, the son of Aquarius, and is the opposite of Leo. I always say this. I feel like Leo's my kryptonite in relationships. But yeah, let's get into this. So I'm going to pull up the energy. Like I said, I didn't know that they were a couple until recently. Assuming when they broke up, which was like 5 years ago, they got divorced. So let's see. I haven't seen a lot of Jennifer Aniston stuff, like post random stuff. I don't follow Instagram, hardly follow any celebrities. But I see stuff that comment like she wishes she, I don't know, I just think she's too active right now. I'm sorry. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, what happened? So I see here, I feel like he might have been like a producer. I've never seen that before, but I get that energy. That he was like in production and stuff. But with the start with the Magician Six of Pentacles. So they might have been working on a project together. He might have given her like advice and stuff like that. He's very good at giving direction. Very good at being like, okay, so let's do this, so let's do that. They definitely worked Six of Pentacles on something together, where he was in charge. The Three of Cups, but they were more like friends. And I feel like this Sun and Aquarius, I say all the time, we often, well, our relationships are like friendships. We don't like to, even though we like kind of sparks and stuff like that, which is oftentimes why we end up with fire signs. And I think the perfect match for Aquarius is a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But I feel like a lot of the time with Aquarius, our mate becomes our friend. And I think that they became too familiar with each other. The Boston deck being adjusted ended up in divorce. I think she stopped like caring. She stopped like making an effort. She stopped doing all these things for him that she used to in the beginning. And because she stopped doing these things, he gave up. He gave up and he was like, it's over. He lost the spark. So let's see, where are they now? Okay, so I don't, this is like I'm Sun Aquarius too. I believe she's February 10th and February 6th, I believe. I was shocked she's a February Aquarius because she gives me definitely January Aquarius energy. Still lovey. The Ten of Swords, Seven of Swords, and Three of Wands. I really feel like they are done with each other. And this is what I was saying, why I was comparing our birthdays. Once I have an ex, so I'm Sun and Aquarius, once we have an ex, that's it. We don't engage with them, then we might say hi, but that's it. But I have a no ex rule in my life. And I don't think she has a rule, but I can tell that once it's done, it's done. I'm like that too. Once it's done, it's done. So Four of Swords and Three of Pentacles. Now she's healing herself. She definitely sees herself with somebody, but she doesn't necessarily, she wants to build with someone. And she's looking back at like, hey, I don't know if this has worked out because of this. I don't know if that's worked out because, which is normal, but I think she might be being a bit too hard on herself. And I think she might just want to live life, Yeah. I wish her all the best. I wish him all the best. Hi Valerie, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm so glad you joined. Yeah, so let's move on to the last one, which is Alwyn and Taylor Swift. Where are they now? I've done lots of videos about them. I predicted almost 100% of what I predicted, if not 100% of what I predicted about them was true, came true. So this one I'm going to use the Moonchild Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks, really lovely. We actually sell it in our store, so check that out. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see. What are they now? I was looking at a picture of Alwyn the other day. He's very attractive. He's like Prince Charming. Okay, so 10 of Cups, King of Swords, and 8 of Swords. So I have a feeling he's having a hard time getting over the relationship. I think since they broke up, he's like, which is a very Sun and Pisces thing to do. Look back at the past and be like, I had it better, we were great together. And that's what he's looking at now. But she has kind of cut off communication with him and doesn't really want anything to do with him at the moment. With the Emperor in reverse, I think he's tried to call her. I think he's tried to communicate with her. Like I said, she's staying busy, But I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get back together with her. Especially with the High Priestess. But she knows. That's why she's avoiding. She's the kind. I think she's very intuitive, Taylor Swift. In fact, a lot of what she has said about few people has come true. And she can see people for who they are, She can see situations play out and have that, like, intuition of this person's going to regret how they treated me. And I think he does regret treating her a certain way. But by the time they do regret it, it's too late. With the Death, 6 of Swords, and Queen of Swords. And I always say this, if it's this one, I don't necessarily think it's their soulmates. I often say this, let me clarify. That if I have two, like the king and the queen of the same element, it oftentimes means that it's a soulmate connection. But this one, I don't necessarily think that. I just think that they were together for a while, and that separation being together for a while created a companionship. And now that they're separate, a part of them is within each other that is Death, 6 of Swords apart. And 10 of Swords, 4 of Swords, lots of sword energy. Oh my gosh. She's not very happy with him. And I actually don't think she will ever speak to him again. She's that kind of person. I'm like that too. With exes, and it's not even if something bad happens. Sometimes I just don't want to speak to any exes. I have some great exes that I just won't speak to, and it's not because of them. It's just that I don't think exes should be in your life. I think they can create problems. Unless time has passed, a lot of time has passed, and you're clear that nothing's going to happen. But for the most part, I have no ex rule, and I think I think she has the same rule. And now that I think about it, you never really hear of her dealing with her exes. Yeah, this is probably why. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. It's been such a fun live. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Like I said, at the beginning of the live, I said, if you would like me to cover a famous ex situation, I might not cover all of them, but write in the comment section in this live. When I'm done with this live, write in the comment section the pair that you would like to see, and I will definitely cover it. Unless I have like my boundaries thing, which I don't do readings on people that I know, or people that I've had interaction. Well, not interactions, but I've done readings on, or like I've gotten to know, stuff like that. But if I've just met them and I don't really have a connection with them, then I can do a reading on it. But I don't think it's fair for me to do readings on people that I've interacted with and that I've gotten to know. So that's usually, I might not reply about it, but that's usually why. I don't do readings on social media. Okay, so thank you so much everybody for coming, for watching. I'm so grateful for all of you. Please like the video, like I said. I'm so grateful to have you all. I do have just recorded 2 videos, so they are coming out very soon. For members, they'll drop tomorrow. For everybody else, on Friday, excuse me, and then Sunday, if I can get it edited. So, love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.